What's up, everyone? You are checking out the Uncensored Pro Wrestling Podcast. I am your host, the Hot Commodity Ant C, and join me today as we jump into my self-created time machine and we travel all the way back to when WWE was WWF to the Attitude Years Season 4. Today we're dropping down to cover WWF Raw Is War from May 7th, 2001, live in Uniondale, New York. Let's get right into the action. Mick Foley comes out. Of course, Mick Foley is living, his hometown is from Long Island, New York. He lives in Long Island. So, of course, Mick Foley is going to show up. And Foley says, I'm no longer the WWF commissioner, and my job is to make personal appearances. So, of course, I decided to come here. The Undertaker made me famous by throwing me off the Hell in a Cell back in 98. Undertaker made Vince famous on SmackDown. I have a feeling come Judgment Day, Austin will be a little bit more famous as well. When Undertaker made me famous, it allowed me to do other things with my life. And before he continues, Vince McMahon and Stephanie McMahon-Helmsley arrive and they appear on the Titantron. Commissioner Regal tells them that Mick Foley's in the ring, so Vince, Stephanie, and Regal all come out to the ring. Vince says, you know something, Mick Foley? You remind me of an unwanted house guest. Things have changed since I fired your ass. I formed a successful alliance with Stone Cold Steve Austin. I indefinitely suspended The Rock. My very own son, Triple H, is the Intercontinental Champion. Stone Cold Steve Austin is the WWF Champion. Things continue to look up because we have a commissioner with dignity. It's now time for you to take your leave. Don't make me have to put my hands on you. I actually ran into someone who will throw you out. Rikishi, get out here. So Rikishi comes out to the ring, and Foley says, I saw while Stone Cold Steve Austin beat you lifeless with a steel chair, Vince McMahon and William Regal watched and did nothing. You deserve better than to be Vince McMahon's pawn. They weren't there on SmackDown when The Undertaker laid into you. Stephanie then talks to Rikishi and says, don't let Mick Foley brainwash you. You better listen to my daddy or you'll get fired. Take your big, fat, oily ass and rub it in Mick Foley's face. Don't make me have to slap some sense into you. And then Stephanie winds back and slaps the shit out of Rikishi. Rikishi super kicks William Regal, and Vince and Regal leave the ring with Stephanie. Rikishi and Foley dance in the ring. They play Rikishi's old music, and Rikishi has turned babyface here. Vince McMahon then comes out and says that he will get the police to escort Foley out of the arena, and he books Rikishi versus Stone Cold Steve Austin for the WWF Championship tonight. A really cool opening to Raw. It was interesting to see Rikishi get this heavy of a storyline. He's now a baby face. He's gonna join forces with the likes of The Undertaker, Kane, and this regime of Triple H and Austin is looking worse and worse as the days go on. Next up, we see Bradshaw taking on Kurt Angle. During the match, Angle applies an ankle lock. Chris Benoit appears on the Titantron at WWF New York wearing Kurt Angle's Olympic gold medals. That distraction allows Bradshaw to land a clothesline from hell, but Angle leaves the ring to go find to go find Chris Benoit. He attacks the guy backstage, steals a man's car, and Bradshaw gets the win by count out. It's so great that Chris Benoit has been getting into the mind of Kurt Angle and causing him to fuck himself over in these matches. Next, we have a 6-man tag match. Edge, Christian, and WWF Hardcore Champion Rhyno taking on the Hardy Boys and Eddie Guerrero with Lita. During this match, Lita lands a flying Hurricane Rana to Edge. Rhyno goes to gore Lita, but Eddie Guerrero ends up taking it for Lita. He pushes Lita out of the way. Eddie Guerrero takes the gore, and Rhyno, Christian, and Edge win here. I don't remember the storyline of Eddie Guerrero helping the Hardy Boys and actually helping Lita. I wonder if they're going to do some sort of romantic angle or trying to do that. We'll see what they do, though. But good stuff here. I'm glad that Eddie Guerrero is proving himself to be a good guy here. We then see a WWF Light Heavyweight Championship fatal 4-way match as the Light Heavyweight Champion Jerry Lynn defends against Grandmaster Sexay, Crash, and Taka Michinoku. All three of these men are former Light Heavyweight Champions. And Jerry Lynn gets the win after landing a tornado DDT to Crash. And Jerry's a good wrestler. He was amazing in ECW, but he's really not doing anything great here in WWE so far. He won the title, the Light Heavyweight Championship, on Sunday Night Heat, and he really hasn't done much with it. We'll see if he improves, though, going forward. The Undertaker is live in Stamford, Connecticut at the WWF headquarters, and he gives a promo. He tells Austin that in 13 days, I'm going to skin your rattlesnake ass and walk you dry, and I'm going to wear you on my feet. So the Undertaker sending a strong message that he's going to tear the rattlesnake skin off of Austin. Very good promo here from Taker. He's just being straightforward, to the point. He's coming for Austin. We have our final grudge match here. Y2J Chris Jericho taking on Commissioner William Regal inside a steel cage match. Great match here. We see both men slam each other into the cage. Jericho catapults Regal into the cage, lands a back suplex but misses a lion saw. Regal lands a super butterfly suplex. And then Jericho kicks the door into Williams Regal's face as Jericho climbs out of the cage and defeats Commissioner Regal here. I love how Jericho used the cage in this way to get leverage to jump down, kicking the door into Regal's face. I'm glad Jericho got the win. He finally was able to stop William Regal, and I honestly think this rivalry is now over. Next, WWF Women's Champion Chyna comes out to join commentary. We see Lita defeat Molly Holly after landing a moonsault. After the match, Chyna raises Lita's hand, and then Chyna bends down to, help Molly up, but then Lita slaps Chyna's ass. And throughout the match, Chyna on commentary is talking about spanking Lita. Lita spanks Chyna. I think we've got a lot of horny story writers back there creating up the storyline with Chyna spanking Lita and Lita spanking Chyna. Good stuff here, though. We'll see how Chyna versus Lita takes place at Judgment Day. We'll see how that match goes. We then see a 6-man tables match. The Dudleys and Spike, they defeat X Factor after Raven comes out and nails Albert with a kendo stick shot. Spike hits a Dudley dog to Albert through a table, and the Dudley Boyz have defeated X Factor. Finishing the rivalry here. Good match. It was surprising to see Spike put Albert through the table with a Dudley dog and get the victory for his team. But I remember being a kid and I really liked Spike Dudley. He was short, but he was like a fucking rabid powerhouse. It was really cool. Next, Chris Benoit comes out, and as Benoit is entering the arena, we see that Kurt Angle has arrived at WWF New York. Benoit grabs the mic and says, "Kurt Angle, I guess we just missed each other. I've grown attached to these medals. Look how great they look around my neck." And then Angle appears on the Tinytron from WWF New York. Benoit says, "At Judgment Day, I'll bring the medals. All you gotta do is take them." Angle says, "I'll see you at Judgment Day, and I'll break your ankle in half." Benoit says, "I'm going to keep these medals in a safe and warm space." And Chris Benoit then puts those gold medals into his pants. Benoit kind of rubbing it in the face, embarrassing Kurt Angle even more, making his crotch touch those Olympic gold medals. I bet Angle will never kiss those again. But it looks like Benoit versus Angle is set for Judgment Day. We see Edge and Christian confront Benoit backstage. They attack him, but Chris Jericho makes the save. And it looks like Benoit and Jericho are really forming a friendship and tag team here on WWF Raw Is War. Mick Foley is saying he bought a ticket to be a part of the crowd. Vince McMahon joins commentary. We have our main event, WWF Champion Stone Cold Steve Austin with Rikishi. Stephanie McMahon-Helmsley is at ringside for this match. We see Rikishi land an electric chair to Austin. Rikishi hits a Samoan drop and then super kicks Vince McMahon, lands a leg drop to Vince, and then Rikishi lands a belly-to-belly to Austin. But Austin hits a stunner to Rikishi, and Stone Cold Steve Austin retains the WWF title. After Austin attacks Mick Foley, Rikishi grabs a steel chair. Austin ducks out of the ring. He backs off. And Rikishi then gives Stephanie McMahon-Helmsley a stink face. Stephanie is embarrassed. She's looks like she's about to throw up. Good stuff here. I'm glad that the past couple of episodes Stone Cold has gotten his comeuppance. We've seen Undertaker attack him, Rikishi stink face Stephanie, Mick Foley smiling. Vince is not going to be happy, and I'm excited to see how SmackDown is going to turn out and what Vince is going to do here. With that, we've covered all of Raw Is War. Please make sure you like. If you like what you're hearing, hit the like button, subscribe, and the notification bell to stay notified when new content. A little notification will pop up on your phone whenever I drop new stuff, so make sure you do that. Leave a comment. What do you remember about this time period? Do you remember this Raw at all? Let me know in the comments. And also, I cover a lot of current WWE products, so check that out. We're on the road to Survivor Series War Games, so we'll be dropping a lot more content your way. So as always, stay safe and stay uncensored.